Get on it, Sally, and ride. Wilson Pickett. 2:09 at WLS with Gary Gears on an April Fool morning. And it is obviously the 1st of April. And it is beautiful outside, 60 degrees right now. Here's something of interest that I thought you might like. Concerned with today's problem of mass transit, Baruch College in New York has decided to do something about it. It seems they now have a doctor of transportation. That's funny. Who guides the students in the ups and downs of college life. He is Anthony J. Ermilio, the school's elevator operator, who was awarded an honorary degree yesterday. It seems in his 23 years of service, he has compiled a perfect record in never having forgotten the route. Good going, boy.
Does the beer you're drinking really measure up? Good old time flavor. Does the beer you're drinking really fill the cup? Good old time flavor. There's only one brew that will do. Pabst Blue Ribbon is the beer for you.
How do you measure a beer? By the flavor. Good old-time flavor. And of all the beers in America, only one wears the blue ribbon, because only one beer earned it. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Still brewed today the old-time premium way by the very first of the great Milwaukee brewers.
What do you have? Pabst Blue Ribbon. What do you have? Pabst Blue Ribbon. Get that good old-time flavor in Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
You know, the heads who know what movement's all about have found out that only Mr. Norm delivers the performance they want. They're coming in and trading in. The used performance car department of Mr. Norm's Grand Spalding Dodge is zapped with cars taken in trade on the hot one for 71. So if you want heavy wheels, but you gotta go light bread, Grand Spalding's your scene. You'll find over 150 moving machines, including Mopars, Goats, Chevelles, Camaros, Hemis, all the heavies. Every car's right on with a distributor curved and power tuned, dyno times analyzed. And even the old carburetor's calibrated, ready to go at a price you'll go for. Like these. Here's a hot one for you. A 70 Challenger RT Special Edition, air-conditioned with power windows. A vinyl roof, loaded up and powered up, just $29.95. A 69 Nova Sport Coupe with 4-speed, headers, cam gear, and posi, $21.95. Or a 68 Coronet RT Hemi with 426 cubes and a 4-speed box. Get this, a low $17.95. Now, take your pick from hundreds more. You can pick it out and drive it out, and financing insurance are going to be no hang-up. So if you want wheels, Mr. Norm's got your deals. That's why it's worth traveling hundreds of miles to save hundreds of dollars at Grand Spalding Dodge, 3300 West Grand Avenue. WLS. Presenting the Tooth Fairy. At 7:45 this morning on the Larry Lujak Show. It's 2:12 at WLS with Gary Gears. And these are the Carpenters. And for all we know...
Love, look at the two of us, strangers in many ways. We've got a lifetime to share, so much to say, and as we go from day to day, I'll feel you close to me, but time alone will tell. Let's take a lifetime to say I knew you well, for only time will tell us so, and love may grow for all we know. Love, look at the two of us, strangers in many ways.
good music business, I guess, huh? Carpenters. For all we know, with Gary Gears and WLS. Good morning, it's 2:15. And you know something? Allied Radio Shack is making it easier and easier for us folks who don't know a thing about stereo and hi-fi and tape recorders or even citizen band gear to get the right kind of electronics equipment at substantial savings. There's no need to study about woofers or tweeters or HZ response or power output or modulations and all those other complicated technical terms. The folks at Allied Radio Shack do it for you. So whatever your budget, Allied puts together the equipment that's absolutely right for you. It's savings of 10, 20, or 30% and more. And that's because Allied is the world's largest electronics department store. With over 800 stores coast to coast, Allied Radio Shack buys in such huge volume, they can afford to sell it to you, Phyllis. There are 29 Allied Radio Shack stores here in the Chicagoland area. Betcha there's got to be one only minutes away from you. Allied Radio Shack, the store for entertaining ideas.
There's a free fashion look around right now that's hard to find, hard to put together, unless you know a few of the secrets. If you know how to drop the right sweater or vest over the right pair of bells or flares, if you know the right shirts that carry their own identity, if you know the right vest that can stand alone if you'd like, then you already do know a few of the secrets. You know Truth and Soul, today's complete free fashion line designed by a couple of people who know, who wear today's set-apart fashions. There's no confusion. Truth and Soul, this is the look. It's casual and it's free. It's Truth and Soul. And when you're wearing Truth and Soul, you know you're really you. For the greatest wearing experience in the land, it's Truth and Soul. And remember, underneath it all, you're totally free.
Good old Truth and Soul, available in Madison, Appleton, and Door County.
Windy City weather.
Where's Door County, anyway? Wait a minute, I must be in Wisconsin somewhere. In mid-state Wisconsin. Weather for Elmwood Park in Chicago? Oh, gonna let the sun get you crying tomorrow. Gonna be a beautiful day in Chicago. Partly cloudy, windy, and warm. Here's the only hang-up, though. There's gonna be a slight chance of thunderstorms, and it's gonna turn just a little bit cooler this afternoon. By cool, I mean only 43. So that's going to be nice. Could be cloudy, windy, and colder tonight. Mostly cloudy, windy, and colder on Friday. You can expect a high today of 73. And a low tonight of 38 and a high on Friday of 43. In the Chicago Loop, I have 60 degrees at WLS, reminding you that if your child has a learning disability, write for the names of the special education schools nearest you. Write Closer Look, Box 1492, Washington, D.C.
Gary Gears. WLS. Just wanna
Just like Chicago. I just want to be free at 2:20 on WLS with Gary Gears. Bad news in the hockey department. The Blackhawks lost to New York last night, 4-2. Boston and Esposito defeated Montreal 6-3. Buffalo over Pittsburgh 6-4. And Detroit tied Toronto 2-2. The Bulls didn't play today. They play tonight in Los Angeles for the fifth of the best of seven. And then they come back to Chicago for the sixth and back to L.A. for the seventh. And I think I'll have a fifth.
You've said it all. What do you think it costs to rent a really good-looking tuxedo? One that's right with it. Maybe one with a fancy ruffled shirt. How about $15.50? That's right. At Henry's Formal Wear, complete tuxedos start at only $15.50. And that's for a famous after-6 tuxedo. The whole thing, pants, jacket, cummerbund or vest, and soft, comfortable shirt, all for $15.50. Want to wear a ruffled shirt? Why not? Henry's Formal Wear will include one with any tuxedo you rent at no extra charge. Surprised about Henry's Formal Wear prices, aren't you, baby? You might be surprised about all the formal wear styles, too. Why not stop in at Henry's Formal Wear, the one everyone's talking about, and find out?
Thank you, my little sausage. There's a Henry's Formal Wear shop at 8 North Broadway in Aurora. City of Lights, and Henry's new store in Melrose Park in the Winston Park Shopping Plaza.
When, as a child, Newton Snookers observed his father leaving a dime under his pillow, he concluded that his father was the Tooth Fairy. Now, years later, Snookers has assumed the mantle he believes is rightfully his, and so wanders about the land as the midnight motor marauder beloved by millions. The Tooth Fairy.
Listen to my True to Life adventures on WLS Radio each day exclusively on the Larry Lujak Show.
All the hits all the time. WLS.
All hit music all day, getting into it awfully good all night. This be the first of 5 for you, honey. Marvin Gaye, and what's going on?
Mother, there's too many of you to cry. Brother, there's far too many of you die. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Father, we don't need to escalate. just simply cause our hair is long. Oh, you know we think someone does standing here today. Picket lines and picket signs don't punish me for brutality. Come on, talk to me so you can see what's going on. Yeah, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on. Ooh. Right on.
More hits, more often. WLS.
226, Big 89, most music time, with Gary Gears getting into the little boogie. Wadsworth Mansion, Michigan Harry.
Michigan, Harris, Florida. What have you got to say? I bet you can't find your daughters. Oh, you know they've all run away. Hold on to your grand piano, even though it doesn't play. 'Cause Michigan, Harris, Florida, we know you ain't gonna stay. All right, yeah. Michigan, Harris, Florida, he's the leader of a one-man band. Michigan, Harris, Florida, he's the greatest leader in the Michigan, Harris, Florida, let me look into your face. I can see behind your makeup there are some things but I can't erase. I'll be there to lend a hand out when they finally bring you down. All your kids are gonna be there. Harry, you won't see a single frown. No, no, Michigan, Harry, Florida, he's the leader of a one-man band. Michigan, Harry, Florida, he's the greatest leader in the
More music. WLS.
229, Big 89, all the hits time. From WLS Chicago, little soul for you from the Five Boys.
Never can say goodbye. No, 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 no. Never can say goodbye. Even though the pain and heartache seems to follow me wherever I go. Though I tried to hide my feelings, they always seem to show. Then you tried to say you're leaving me, and I always have to say no. Tell me why. Is it
the shore. Hit after hit after hit.
WLS Chicago.
Good morning. It's 2:32 in the Windy City with Gary Gears and the Old Mystics.
Hush-a-bye, oh my darling, don't you cry. Guardian angels up above, take care of the one I love. Hush, hush, hush-a-bye. Hush, hush, hush-a-bye. Hush-a-bye, hush-a-bye. Oh, my darling, don't you cry. Guardian angels up above, take care of the one I love. Hush, hush, hush-a-bye. Hush, hush, hush-a-bye. Lord, lying on your bed, oh, my darling, rest your head. Salmon will be coming soon, singing you a slumber tune. Hush, hush, hush-a-bye. Lullaby and good night. In your dreams I'll hold you tight. Lullaby and good night till the dawn's early light. Hush-a-bye, hush-a-bye, oh my darling, don't you cry. Guardian angels up above, take care of the one I love. Hush, hush, hush-a-bye. Hush, hush, hush-a-bye. WLS on hit music.
2:34 WLS in a Windy City on an April Fool Thursday morning with a fool. I said, this is Neil Diamond.
LA is fine, the sun shines most of the time, and the feeling is laid back. Palm trees grow and rents are low, but you know, keep thinking about making my way back. Well, I'm New York City born and raised, but nowadays I'm lost between two shores. LA's fine, but it ain't home. New York's home, but it ain't mine no more. I am myself to no one there, and no one heard at all, not even the chair. I am, I cried. I am, said I. And I am lost, and I can't even say why. Leaving me lonely still. Did you ever read about a frog who dreamed of being a king and then became one? Well, except for the names and a few other changes, if you talk about me, the story's the same one. But I got an emptiness deep inside that I've tried, but it won't let me go. And I'm not a man who likes to swear, but I never cared for the sound of being alone. I said to no one there, and no one heard at all, not even the chair. I cried. I am, said I, and I am lost, and I can't even say why. I am, I said.
And that's the Brooklyn Bomber, Neil Diamond. I am, I said I am. Or whatever. Huh? Gary Gears with you on WLS 238 on a Thursday morning. And I noticed this, and I felt I should pass it along. Here's my unbelievable of the day. A cemetery owner, Robert F. Pornay, we'll call him, so he doesn't get an idea that I'm talking about him, that lives in Washington, wants to build a high-rise mausoleum so he can bury people 7 stories up instead of 6 feet under. Now, that's what I call a bodily needed cemetery. Get it? Huh? Help me!
There isn't another beer today that is brewed with greater skill nor uses finer ingredients than Pabst Blue Ribbon. Yet Pabst has something more, a prized flavor. On our label it says, selected as America's best. Only original Pabst Blue Ribbon is still brewed the same old-time premium way to give you lots of good old-time flavor. Good old-time flavor. That's what makes Pabst Blue Ribbon beer a favorite across the land. Brewed by the first of the great Milwaukee brewers.
Truth and soul. Micro mini rib turtlenecks and tuck-in sleeveless no-neck pullovers. Tuck-in cycle-cuffed long-sleeve pullovers and skinny sweaters gone to midi length. In colors as true as the earth and sky. Truth and soul. At leading department stores and boutiques everywhere.
Truth and Soul, available in Arlington Heights at the Rack, 19 West Davis.
Windy City weather.
Well, I think you can postpone your Bermuda trip. Now that we have our weather here the way it's supposed to be, weather for LaGrange in Chicago is going to be partly cloudy. Excuse me. This weather, it causes a very dry temperature. Forget it, I don't know. Throw the bum out. It's going to be partly cloudy and windy and warm with a chance of thunder showers. Turning colder this afternoon. Partly cloudy, windy, and colder tonight. Mostly cloudy, windy, and colder for Friday. Expect a high today, a beautiful 73, a low tonight of 38, and a high on Friday of 43. Right now in the Chicago Loop, I have 60 degrees at WLS with a reminder that the Henry N. Hart Jewish Community Center at 9101 South Jeffrey will present a cold day in the park. That'll just what we need. Sunday, April 4th at 7:30 p.m. Donation's going to be $1.
Gary Gears. WLS.
In a
2:45 at WLS, where this morning you'll hear the clunk letter of the day on the Larry Lou Jack Show. And this is yours, honey. Numero uno in the Windy City from the Temptations.
Each day through my window I watch her as she passes by. I say to myself, you're such a lucky guy to have a girl like her. Is truly a dream come true. Out of all the fellows in the world, she belongs to me. But it was just my imagination running away with me. It was just my imagination running away. Soon we'll be married and raise a family. Oh yeah. A cozy little home out in the country with 2 children, maybe 3. I tell you, I can visualize it all. This couldn't be a dream, or too real it all seems. But it was just my imagination once again running away with me. Tell you it was just my imagination running away with me. Every night on my knees I pray, dear Lord, hear my plea. Don't ever let another take her love from me, or I will surely die. Her love is heavenly. When her arms enfold me, I hear a tender rhapsody. But in reality, she doesn't even know me. Just my imagination once again running away with me. Oh, tell you it was just my imagination.
Number 1 today from WLS. Number 1 tomorrow from the Big 89.
Don't you love her madly? Don't you need her badly? Don't you love her ways? Tell me what you say. Don't you love her madly? Wanna be her daddy? Don't you love her face? Don't you love her as she's walking out the door? Like she did 1,000 times before. Don't you love her ways?
Lately. Or anyway, 2:51 at WLS with Gary Gears, 60 degrees right now in the Chicago Loop. Expect a high today of 73, which is going to be beautiful weather. Maybe get out the tennis racket or something this afternoon. Low tonight of 38, high on Friday of 43. A complete forecast will be in the news with Ben Tipton. And got to say hi to my friends in Houston this morning. They are down there listening. And I feel sorry for you.
Beechwood aging. A lot of people think those are just words, an advertising gimmick. But believe me, fellow beer drinkers, Beechwood aging is no gimmick. We even aged the beechwood before we aged the bud. Down in Tennessee, there's a warehouse a block long, just packed to the rafters with bale after bale of, you guessed it, beechwood. And it's aging, exclusively for aging Budweiser. And for you. Sure, it's one more extra step, but in brewing Bud, our choice is to go all the way. We hope beer matters enough to you that you too will go all the way.
When you say Budweiser,
You've said it all.
Hey, if you think we've come a long way, baby, what about you? Have you seen the wild shirts Henry's formal wear has? Blue, raspberry, gold, with ruffled fronts, no less. And now they're included with any tuxedo you rent at Henry's at no extra charge. If colors aren't your thing, but you dig ruffles, there's a white ruffled shirt. Of course, Henry's has the standard formal shirt, but it's changed too. Now it's soft and comfortable. With 4 different ruffled shirts, plus all the styles that Henry's offers, you can put together your own formal wear outfit. Only Henry's makes it possible because only Henry's includes ruffled shirts at no extra charge with any tuxedo you rent. Yes, you've changed, baby. And Henry's has the formal wear that's changed with you.
Ah, yes, little Midnight Madness for us. There's a Henry's Formal Wear shop on 95th Street in the Beverly Theater Building, and Henry's new store for you in Melrose Park in the Winston Park Shopping Plaza.
WLS yesterday.
From 1967, John Robin and the In Crowd. Gonna do it again just a little bit slower.
I love the way that you kiss me. There's only one thing wrong with the way that you kiss me. Kiss me, yeah. Now your kisses are sweeter than sugar. I'm thirsty strong enough. But the bad part is you don't kiss me long enough. Oh, do it again just a little bit slower. Do it again just a little bit slower. I just can't stand it when it's over. Oh, do it again just a little bit slower. There's only one thing wrong with the way that you hold me. Hold me, yeah. Maybe you just laugh if I let you know too soon. But the thing that bothers me is you just let go too soon. Oh, baby, do it again just a little bit slower. Do it again just a little bit slower. I just can't stand it when it's over. Just a little bit slower. Slower, slower. Kiss me just a little bit slower. Tell me that you love me. Hold me fast, make it last, and do it again just a little bit slower. Do it again just a little bit slower. I just can't stand it when it's over. Do it again, just a little bit slower, slower, slower.
From Chicago, The Ben Tipton Report.
Total of 2 fatalities and 2 injured, which are in the hospital now.
That was Phil Bader of the Niles Sheriff Police commenting on a fatal automobile accident near suburban Northfield last night. Car driven by Bruce Goldberg of Oak Ridge. He was killed along with his passenger, Lawrence Krause of Northfield, and in serious condition is Albert Schultz and Jennifer Potts. A retired Army sergeant from Seattle, Furman Norwood, says he mailed his Silver Star, 3 Bronze Stars, and 2 Purple Hearts to President Nixon. The World War II veteran says, I could not hold my head up so long as he is president and Lieutenant Calley is in confinement. In another reaction to the life sentence given by the My Lai platoon leader, Alabama Governor George Wallace says he's looking up the law to see if Alabama draft boards can refuse to induct young men into the armed forces as a protest. The Florida congressman who represents the district where Calley's family lives, Democrat Don Fuqua, has introduced a resolution inviting Calley to address a joint session of Congress. Fuqua says maybe the laws relating to military justice are somewhat less perfect than many would have us believe. The former serviceman whose letters helped bring the alleged My Lai massacre to light, Ronald Ridnour, says he thinks the chain of command and the entire military system are responsible. Sidney Case, the owner of a Kankakee vending machine company, was shot twice last night trying to escape robbers. Lieutenant John Girard of the Kankakee Police tells us
Case was attempting to get away and subject shot at him.
Case is in satisfactory condition. The 2 robbers escaped with an undetermined amount of money. Teamster boss Jimmy Hoffa got the bad news Wednesday, no parole. This reaction in Chicago, James Coley of Teamsters Local 727 offered his opinion.
I just seem to feel that for what he was convicted for, he's being treated a little more harshly than probably the average individual would be treated.
Coley said he thinks most people expected Hoffa to win parole. He said there didn't seem to be any opposition from high government officials. Vice President Agnew launched a new attack on Senator J. William Fulbright after Fulbright attacked the Nixon administration policy in Laos. Senator Edward Kennedy has renewed his denunciation of the Nixon administration's backing of the South Vietnamese invasion of Laos. The official Pakistan radio says order has been restored throughout East Pakistan. An Eastern Airlines jetliner en route from New York to San Juan ended up in Havana, Cuba. The plane was hijacked over the Atlantic and ordered to Havana. The DC-8 arrived at Jose Marti Airport. There were 82 persons aboard the jet. The big debate is on in Illinois Senate committee. The big debate was concerning the 18-year-old vote. Senator Robert Cherry explained why he's in favor of it.
I think that the ratification of this constitutional amendment will substantially reduce violence on our campuses and will bring peace to our schools.
The Senate Executive Committee later voted approval. The House Committee had already taken similar action. The resolution now goes to the floor of both houses. An ambitious housing plan for Chicago's West Side was approved. The new grant will allow rehabilitation of moderate and low-income family housing. City officials cleared the way for a rally in honor of the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The rally is to be held in the Coliseum if it passes the building code inspection and is scheduled for Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Workers of the Elgin-Joliet Eastern Railroad walked off the job Wednesday, protesting a suspension of an employee, but a federal court order ended the Wildcat strike 5 hours later. The suspended employee got a 3-day suspension for walking off the job without notifying his supervisor. Senator Percy said he has a bill ready that would help senior citizens in the fields of housing, health care, employment, and recreation. Percy told WLS News what the next step is toward introduction of his bill.
And the hearings to be held in Chicago on Friday and Saturday by the Senate Committee on Aging will bear out, I feel certain, the high priority that we must place on the needs of our senior citizens.
Percy said older adults have been ignored for so long that they're becoming a subculture. Big winds and thunderstorms, Chicagoland weather, next.
Oh, Lord, I go to the movies. I go for walks. I prefer walks more than anything else. Like on Sunday mornings, I'll walk from my house to the planetarium. Now I live in Old Town.
Well, I come from India.
and I'm a student here, and this is a big city, and I developed the interest in the sports, like baseball, ice hockey, and football, and all Chicago teams are my team now.
Chicago. It takes all kinds to make it great. WLS says a lot for Chicago.
Just ahead of the Gary Gears Show, Chicagoland weather, partly cloudy, windy and warm, with a chance of thunderstorms. Turning colder this afternoon, partly cloudy, windy and colder tonight. Mostly cloudy, windy and colder Friday. High today, 73. Low tonight, 38. The official Chicago temperature is 59 degrees. From the WLS News Bureau, this is Ben Tipton.
WLS, Chicago.
Try to say things my way. Do I have to keep on talking till I can't go on? Why you say it your way? And the risk of knowing that our love may soon be gone. We can work it out. We can work it out. If what you're saying, you can get it wrong and still think that it's alright. Hey, think of what I'm saying. We can work it out and get it straight or say goodnight. We can work it out. We can work it out. Life is very short and there's no time. Fussing and fighting, my friend. I have always thought that it's no crime. I will ask you once again. Try to see things my way. Only time will tell if I am right or I am wrong. While you see it your way, that's just that we might fall apart before too long. We can work it out. We can work it out. Yeah. Work it out with me, baby. Work it out with me, baby. Only time will tell if I'm right or I am wrong. Why you say no? There's a chance that we might fall apart before too long. We can work it out. We can work it out. You can get it wrong and still think that it's alright. Think of what I'm saying. We can work it out or get it straight or say goodnight.
From the big 89, Gary Gears plays more hit music.
WLS Chicago.
Good morning, it's 3:04 in the Windy City with Three Dog Night. Mama told me not to come, but I did.
Want some whiskey and you wanna